I gave a talk here at PG Day Italy 2013 that was about the new feature in Postgres 8.4 called common table expressions. We've had the feature for several years, but it's quite a complicated feature, and it's sometimes difficult for people to understand when they should use common table expressions and how they can be useful to their applications. The presentation is fairly complex. It's 90 slides, and it goes from very simple common table expressions to very complex ones. So early on, we show some very simple examples of how to structure common table expressions, the supported syntax, and how you can basically control what results get returned from a select that contains a common table expression. I then launch into a number of examples. I believe the first one is related to some numeric calculations, and it shows how you can count from 1 to 10 using common table expressions. Later examples do things like factorials and even little circles and diamonds using common table expressions in something called ASCII art, where you have little X's and you put them in a pattern and it looks like a picture. Again, a good example of some of the fun things you can do with common table expressions. But about midway through the presentation, you start to get some actual use cases. You start to see an example of walking up a table of parts where you have perhaps an aircraft that's made up of 100 parts, and each part has a certain number of subparts, and those subparts may have sub-subparts as part of that. So you have basically a hierarchy of data, a tree if you wish, and I show an example of how you can use common table expressions to walk through that tree and basically return results, even results that are like indented, and show you which parts are dependent on other parts. I also use an example of walking a dependency tree in SQL and basically sending a query and looking at the results coming back. Finally, I actually show something called writable common table expressions, which appeared in Postgres 9.1 and allows you to combine common table expressions with insert, update, and delete. So I show examples of you doing a delete and then showing the rows that were deleted, or doing an insert and showing the average of what you inserted. These are kind of interesting examples. And then finally, we show some examples of actually doing a delete and then taking that key and deleting some more rows and then displaying it. There's all sorts of interesting things you can do. The real advantage of common table expressions is that instead of doing a lot of application logic to walk a tree and sending a lot of queries to get those results back, you now have the ability to send one query and the whole walking of the tree happens within the common table expression rather than on the server rather than back in the application. For example, if you had a product that had 10 parts and each part had 10 subparts and each subpart had 10 subparts under that, you're talking about a lot of queries to get those results back. Fortunately, with common table expressions, you can have one query, allow the server to walk the tree and bring back the dependencies and then get one unified result back. Thank you very much. I hope this was helpful to you.